And welcome back once again. It is February 9th, 2018. And yes, I have a dog squeaking in the background. Don't you love when audience members interact with your playing? Just when I thought I'd get it. Emma, quit squeaking. All right, one more time, folks. So we're out here. So it is February 9th, 2018. I'll trade you. There we go. The squeaker, folks. All right. Yes, I'll give the squeaker back once I'm done. So what's going on? It is February 9th, 2018. So what's going on with the time of recording? Well, everything actually. So Bitcoin price is sitting at 8,163. Actually, it's around right now. It's 8,300. So which is not bad. So it only has a loss of 2.16%. What else is going on? We know that Japan has. Let's see. Japan has beaten us and has taken over 50% of the market in the daily trading shares. Now, why is that such a big deal? Well, it is a big deal because they're working on technologies to really help and advance what's going on with their market. So if they can create the new experiences that people are having on the blockchain and get the information out to the world quicker, then in return, you're actually going to start seeing Japan taking the lead and therefore rebuilding their economy up. I'm not against Japan building their economy up. What I am sort of, issuing about is we have all these wonderful developers here in America. What are we working on? Well, I know there's a lot of things that we're working on from a global perspective, which is pretty cool. But then again, so I'm a little biased, right? So one hand, I believe in America's intuition and to build their products up that is American made. However, though, on the other hand, this is a global economy that we're now working with, and so from an exchange point of view, there's more Japanese that are buying and selling on the exchanges and believing in the technology than there are Americans. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as everyone trading, I know it's getting more and more popular in its demands because of the fact that we're creating. Well, one, we're creating the interest. Two, we're creating the technology behind it that's constantly building up. And three, we know with the FCC stated that cryptocurrency is definitely here to stay. In fact, there's a lot of countries out there that said, well, we want to ban it, but we can't because we don't know who's actually holds it. So, well, that's real easy. So here's my if you want to see the troublemaker. Hey, Emma. All right. Well, that's the troublemaker, folks. Anyways, I digress. Now let's get back. Hey. So now let's get back to our what's actually going on. We know Ethereum price has dropped 1.65% over the past 24 hours and is actually currently sitting at $816, with over 420 million worth of Ether exchanged in the past 24 hours with the U.S. Now, as far as and Northern Europe is actually beating us. So, all right. So what's going on with Hong Kong? Hong Kong orders exchanges to delist security tokens. Now, it states that in a report that Hong Kong security regulators appears to be stepping up efforts to regulate cryptocurrency exchanges involved with ICOs. All right? Now, with that being said, what what's going on? Aren't all products or all companies on the exchanges ICOs? Well, yes. So here's what's actually going on. Companies are creating like 20 to 30, 40 billion tokens. Once again, folks, companies are creating over 20 billion tokens and then putting their company on the exchange and then selling it. So without going through the proper procedures, they're trying to get around the law that the SEC and the SFC put in place to raise funds for companies based on their securities. So with that being said, now there are companies trying to fight fraudulent involved or raise money and to go through the exchange, and that's what it's basically being reported. So New York is on the news, right? New York. So New York regulators demands vigilant against market manipulation from bit licensed firms. Well, okay, this is nothing new. So Bitcoin exchanges have seen a rise on people trying to manipulate the markets. Well, laws like this have been passed for the SEC and the Nasdaq and the Dow for at least 20 years. So people trying to regulate and trying to manipulate the market based on their tactics of buying and selling at and not a high rate of speed, but purchasing or throwing out a lot of false bids and then taking them back, like you see on if you just watch BitTrex, right? So you're let's take for instance Neo, and just sit back and watch the orders. You're going to see a lot of them show up and then disappear, show up and then disappear, show up and then disappear, and nothing's being moved. Well, those are called market manipulation. There are ways for you to go out there and find that companies or services that are out there throwing out fake bids and then deleting them, just trying to get the interest to go up or down. All right. New York also made the news since it is New York Fashion Week, that people are actually talking about Bitcoin there. So what's cool about that is the structure behind the technology. Corporations and fashion designers are actually accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment to sell their products or services. So that's also a good news that it's also made it. Oh, speaking about people talking about Bitcoin in a centralized area, the Olympics started today. Guess what? We've heard 3 different areas now that that these Olympians are now getting together and talking about Bitcoin or their latest coin that they're buying or selling or everything. So that's pretty cool. So let's go back to the Venezuela story. So Venezuela is in the news again, saying Venezuela has found foreign investors for Petro. Well, guess what, folks? If Petro, so here's a back end story. Venezuela created a bond, and then when it came time to, and they sold a lot of bonds. So, but when it came time to pay back their investors, then they failed to do so. Their oil-backed currency, is worth nothing because 10 years prior, they invited a lot of countries in to help support their oil industry. They built these large infrastructures, and then they told them to get out. Well, a lot of those companies are still mad that they lost billions of dollars in investing in Venezuela. So, all right. So let's get back to the what's going on. They claim that they found, countries and investors from Brazil, Poland, Dinamos, Honduras, Norway, Vietnamese, and other nations, in return that they'll give them the nothing back security of the petro for food, medicine, and other supplies. So we'll see where this starts going. Whether or not those countries will actually receive their money back or not. So what's going on with the state of crypto? So we got Bitcoin is down 2.28% at $8,163. Well, let's see, it's $8,389 now. Ether is up 0.76% against the Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is up 24.45% against Bitcoin. Ripple is up 4.88% against Bitcoin. Zcash is up 7.17% for the day against the Bitcoin. And Litecoin is down 0.57% against the dollar, which is equivalent to 2.4% against the Bitcoin. Dash is up 5.11% against the Bitcoin, and the IOTA is down 1.06% against the Bitcoin. Ether Classic is up 18.13% against the Bitcoin, while Monero is up. Actually, yeah, it's up 5.85% against the Bitcoin. Neo is down 3.14% against the Bitcoin, while Waves and Stratus are both up 4% against the Bitcoin. So with all that being said, it's a good day to be in Bitcoin in the markets. So looking at the Bittrex market, we know that we got a good 70% of the markets up on the Bitcoin market, while half on the Ethereum market, which is pretty stable, of people just buying and selling. With that said, though, you know, why are people buying and selling these certain coins? Well, a lot of it has to do with speculatory investments that people are just buying and selling, and a lot of people don't know what they're buying and selling. But there's a lot of companies out there that are really pushing the market. But once again, it's really hard to believe the hype when the market is so saturated with either lies, scams, or Ponzi schemes. So once again, if you see some news, read into it. Find a second or third, definitely a third source that's reporting the information, and see whether or not it's real or not. The third one and fourth one happens to be in these ICOs being regulated to death. Now, on one hand, that's good because it's going to stop all the scams that are coming out with these ICOs. But one of the ways that people are finding out about these or getting around these SEC regulatory rules is by you prepaying for the investment group. Then you get to buy the IC coins. Well, the SEC has a regulatory issue saying that, well, this is an investment group. Now, you can't, you're not really raising funds for your SEC, but then a report will come out that a lot of people in the investment group either lost a lot of money or the SEC now took the money and turned it into securities, and that's where they actually get the fraudulent investigation started on them. So, today's been a great day recording. But from all of us here at MalairteBitcoin.com, I want to wish everyone an awesome and happy trading day. See you out there on the network. Stay safe. And remember, when it comes time the day will come that we're gonna stop saying Bitcoin is equivalent to this amount of much in finite currency to Bitcoin is worth Bitcoin. So from all of us here at MalairteBitcoin.com, we wish everyone a happy and healthy trading day. And see if have I bought any or sold anything while I've been talking? Yeah? Oh. That's what happens when you have talkers. Alright. ERC. Yeah, just doing a lot of buying and selling. I sold a lot. Cool. Made money. Alright. Well, anyways, I'm out of here, folks. Y'all have a terrific and awesome day, and I'll see you out there on the net.